Shalom, family. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you from Yahuwah. He's our Father. And Yahusha, who is the Mashayah, the one that carries the burden of Yah, his voice, our high priest, soon coming king. Hear, O Yeshua, Yahuwah, our mighty one, he is one. This is Brother David coming to you again to bring you another report. The renewed moon was confirmed the evening of May 1st, which makes our Shabbat for this month on Monday. Praise, glory, honor, wisdom, and thanks be unto he who is seated upon the throne, Yahuwah. Now, the reason that we say it was confirmed instead of cited is because this is what I was looking at. Overcast skies. And many others. They emailed me and said they looked at the same thing. Yeah. You know, when things like this happen, we have to pull out our toolkit. Some of you are not familiar with the toolkit, but those who have been here with us for a while know about it. Yesterday, my sister, she emailed me, Sister Daya, and she said, Brother David, I was out there in the evening of May 1st looking for the renewed moon, and I didn't see it. So I went out the next day, Monday evening, and she sent me a picture. But listen to what she said. She said, Brother David, the moon was higher in the sky than it normally is, which means that it's most likely the second day. When she said that, I almost cried. My teaching is not in vain after all. She's learned the process. Brother Kuya and I, we were on the phone all yesterday because we realized that because no one spotted it on the channel and there's so much controversy going on today, that we decided that we have to spot the renewed moon on the second day and check out the trajectory. It shows how high in the sky that the moon would be. The only way that you can know this is from your own personal location, which means you have to be someone who is out there every month looking and knowing how high the moon is when it comes out, when it's renewed. And you have to remember that the moon recedes from the sun every single day. So it may come out 1 hour later on the next day. And then you can count the hours and find out whether you're in day 1 or in day 2. Let's pull out the toolkit so I can show you how to overcome overcast skies. First, go to Moon Giant. See the projected new moon. Look at May 1st. Waxing crescent. Waxing means growing. 0%. You see there's a little light on it, right? But yet it says 0% because the light is so small, they can't calculate a number, but it can still be sighted. What time does this event start? Where the moon begins to grow. starts in the morning when the sun rises. She's riding with the sun. She's too close for you to see her. When the sun dips below the horizon in the western sky, she will appear. And because her illumination is so small, she will only show up when she's close to that horizon. So she'll be very low in the sky. You have to be out there and be very vigilant. But we're surrounded by trees and houses, so we may not see her like you would if you're in a place where there's an open plain. Yeah, like in the promised land, in other words. So during the course of the day, while she's riding with the sun, she's at 0%, but she begins to grow in her light. And when the sun dips below the horizon, maybe she's in 0.5% or she's come to a full 1%. Remember, moon giant is just giving you a projection. And then when you look into the into the west, when you look into the western sky, as the sun dips below the horizon, you may only see her for a couple of minutes. Then she is gone because the illumination is too small. So now you have your projected date, which is May 1st. You didn't see her because there was too many clouds. Then proceed to renewedmoonreport.com. It's global sightings. Yeah. I pulled this one up early in the morning, early Monday morning. Yeah. See, it says Monday, the 2nd of May. It says waxing crescent 2%, which means it has grown from the first day to 2%. See that? By the evening, it would be 3% on Monday. And that's what we saw on Monday evening. Now, I want you to see the global observation confirmed Sunday evening, May 1st, 2022, location, Bridgetown, Barbados. They were the first ones to send in their sighting. But there were more. Let me show you. Then we have the first report for the second new moon of the year came from the region of Bridgetown, Barbados on Sunday evening, May 1st, followed by Georgia, USA, and points westward. Israel-based observers are not expected to have sightings until the following evening. We don't deal with the Israel-based observers. But look, photo by Jake Hava, St. Charles, Missouri. Look at that. Now, he must have used a high-powered camera to take this picture. This is during the daytime. This wasn't in the evening. But the photo by Marissa Rogers, Georgia, USA. I circled where the renewed moon is. Can you see it there? The very thin crescent that's in the sky. Yeah. The sun had just dipped below the horizon, so it's still in its hue. And this will disappear in no time. Now, what we had to do was to follow the trajectory. Do you see where the moon is in the circle? Come up to where the blue sky is. This is where we spotted the renewed moon on the second day, which means it was higher. So we missed the first day, but Marissa Rogers of Georgia, she caught it. Then visit Truth of Yahweh. I've been confirming my sightings for years through Renewed Moon and the Truth of Yahweh and Moon Giant. Now, you can't be a lone wolf. If you spot the renewed moon, now you must go and find others who have spotted it on that same day. Do you understand? You have to confirm it. And here, I didn't cite it. But on May 1st, which is Sunday evening, these are just the A's, by the way. These are those who have cited it. We got 5 people in Arizona who saw the renewed moon. Yeah. And there's others who saw it also. Not many, because most of the people reported in overcast skies. Next, Brother Kuya's calendar. We're in the 4th month. Brother David? Yes. Go right ahead. When we went to that renewedmoon.com report that you just showed us, it said the 2nd month, the 2nd lunar month of the year. Those are the Gentiles' calculations. Let me just quote a scripture for you first so that you can understand. Jubilees chapter 6 states, "And all the children of Yasharel will forget and will not find the path of years." Then he gives you the reason why you won't find it. Because they will be following the feast of the Gentiles. All of the Gentile feasts culminated this year in April. Ramadan, Passover for the Jews, even Passover for our Israelite brothers, IUIC, and Easter. Never seen this before. And I've been doing this for 5 years now. It's phenomenal. And they all say it's the 2nd month of the year. Why? Well, they've made 2 adjustments so far, the Jews. 2019 and 2022. That's how they keep themselves in April. Who are they? They're the Gentiles. And our people follow this Gentilian thought process, not recognizing who we are. We are the leaders. We are the children of Yeshua. We set the pace. They're not going to follow us. But surely our people will follow them. Remember what the Most High said. The reason that you will not find the path of years is because you're following Gentilian thinking. You see, the Gentiles have to make these adjustments to try to bring the moon back to the equinox. Why would they have to try to bring the moon back to the equinox? How did the moon move away from the equinox? Because the moon moves away from the sun in the amount of 10 days every single year. And in 3 years, it has moved away by 30 days, and they says, hey, we have to make an adjustment to bring it back to the equinox, so we'll add a 13th month. And now they've added a 14th month. And because we have not added any months to the calendar, our Passover was back in February. So it shows that they have added 2 months to the calendar. Question. Is there any place in the Bible that tells you that you have to add an additional month to the calendar because the moon moves away from the sun in the amount of 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, 40 days, 60 days, 80 days? There's no statute. There's nothing in this book that tells you to follow Gentilian thinking. You know, meton, the metonic cycle that people want to embrace. Here's something else. Since we're here, let's just go through it all. There's no such thing as an Enoch calendar. Enoch didn't teach anything about a calendar. Enoch was teaching only one thing: the path of years. And he told you that if you follow the Gentiles in making your adjustment because you see that the moon has moved away from the sun in the amount of 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, 60 days, 70 days, 80 days, you will be in error because you're following them. You have to follow the lunar event. Remember the number 12 in our video that we just had? 12 tribes, 12 gates, 12 apostles, and so on. There's also 12 months. There's no such thing as a 13th month. Then we have a people who say, oh, we don't add 13th months. We just come to the new moon directly following after the equinox. You're just like the rest of them. You're no different. You just went a different route in order to achieve the same result. Error. Now look at Brother Kuya's calendar. Do you see Sunday, which is the first? The Sabbath day. It was the Sabbath for us. And the new moon, NM, is going to come out in the evening. There's his crescent. But we didn't see it because of overcast skies and because it was a very small illumination. But other people saw it. And we're going on the sightings, those who have sighted it, not those who didn't. So it'll make New Moon's Day on the 2nd. And this is the 4th month. Now let me show you something else what Brother Kuya does for you every month. If you're just beginning, you should get a calendar from Brother Kuya. If you come down to where it says 31 in yellow, do you see it? It'll say projected new moon in the evening. Projected. Just like on Moon Giant. Then you can go to Moon Giant and see it. What it's going to look like on that day, how many percent it's going to be. And you can be ready to go out to spot it. You see, Brother Kuya has already put it here. And then once you spot the renewed moon, you'll be in the 5th month. And look, it'll be day 1 in June and day 1 in the lunar sky. Very good. Everyone must learn this skill. And the only way that you can learn it is through observation. You have to be out there to watch it. When the moon first comes out, in the evening on the first day, it'll be very close to the horizon or to where the sun dipped below the horizon. And then every day after that, it'll come out maybe 1 hour later. In 14 days, that'll be time passing of 14 hours that it would come out later every day. Then the moon would be in the eastern portal and it would rise full. Because the moon recedes from the sun daily until it goes back to the eastern portal and joins with the sun, and you have a full moon. All of these things you have to learn. And once you learn these skills, believe me, no one can stand against you because no one is really out there observing. Now let me take you back to the third month. I want you to go down to where it has number 1 in yellow. Down towards the bottom. Brother Kuya last month gave us a projection. Let's see. This was the 4th Sabbath, and the projected new moon shall come out in the evening. See the crescent there? And then the next day, the second, he has projected new moon's day. How did he come to this conclusion? Moon giant. But did he say that this is definitive? No, he said projected. Why? Because we have to cite it. Or we have to have witnesses who cited it. So every month on Brother Kuya's calendar, he gives you a projection of when the next new moon is going to come out so that you can be ready and be out there to witness it. That's why I tell you, Brother Kuya is a rock star on this channel. He has made this thing so much easy for us. Then comes Eid. How do they find Eid? They look to the renewed moon. You know, the crescent moon. They have to cite it, not astronomical calculations and conjunctions. Look at the date, because they spotted the renewed moon in Pakistan, May 1st in the evening to May 2nd in the evening. That's Sunday evening to Monday evening. Our Shabbat is on Monday. There's only one new moon. You don't have multiple ones. All right, let me tell you a little bit about this Eid thing. Eid comes directly after Ramadan. How did they find Ramadan? They spotted the renewed moon again, and they had a fast for the whole month. When they spot the renewed moon for the next month, comes Eid, this celebration. What is this celebration all about? Islam states that this is the time when Abraham took Ishmael to the mountain to sacrifice him. I know what you're saying. What? I thought it was Isaac? No. They say Ishmael. How do we prove this? Because we know that the book that we're using here today is a translation of a translation of a translation of a translation. And it's been given to us by the Gentiles. It's lost in translation, lost in transliteration. So what do? I go back to the ancient text before 585 BC. And when you go to the ancient text, Yashmael is not mentioned at all. Who is mentioned? Yatzhak or Yatzhek. This is the only way that you can prove that your enemies are either right or wrong, by learning this process. Now let me tell you a little bit about this war that's going on in Islam. You have two sects, Shia and Sunni. Shia, Pakistan, they spotted the renewed moon. But the Sunnis, Saudi Arabia, don't recognize them. The Sunnis were out there at the same time looking for the renewed moon, but they were met in the promised land with a wall of clouds. They had telescopes out there. They couldn't see it. So instead of them going with the sighting that the Shias had, they said, no, we'll just go to the next day, which would be May 2nd in the evening to May 3rd in the evening. You understand? I want to ask you a question. Who do you go with? The ones who sighted the renewed moon, or the ones who didn't? People are so religious that they'll just stick with the people that they're with without doing any investigation on their own. And they just follow. Now, brothers and sisters, Eid, from what I remember a few years ago, was all the way in July, which means that Ramadan was the month before. Now Ramadan was in April and Eid is in May. They made no adjustments to the lunar calendar. They understand something that our people don't. You have to follow the lunar phase as it is. You can't come from the imagination of your mind. I mean, everyone knows how to count, I think, except for the white man, the Jews, and even our Israelite brothers. There's only 12 months in a year. There's no 13, no 14. Only 12. But yet they make it 13 or 14. Is it in your Bible to do something like that? To make this adjustment? The answer is no. If you make the adjustment, did you transgress the law? For sure. You can't add to or take away from this book of the law. The Sabbath and the feast days is in the law. So when you saw that they said that this is the second lunar month of the year, they were coming from a solar calendar. After the equinox, they don't even recognize that the year starts until after the equinox. Do you hear me? The moon doesn't work that way. The path of years doesn't work that way. But who works that way? The Gentiles. And that's who you would follow before you would follow the Most High. Brothers and sisters, enjoy your Monday Shabbat. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Shalom.